the Spanish conquistadors spread fire and sword through the Americas, their advanced weapons and tactics helped hammer home their dominance over the indigenous peoples they found here. Let's look at some of these weapons of war. First off, swords. Many different types of swords were used, most 40 inches long, thin, double-edged, and ending in a single point. This allowed for the Spanish to slash and stab, an advantage over most Native American weapons, which were mostly about chopping, not stabbing. These swords could be one- or two-handed, but all had a guard around the handle to protect the user's hand. One sword the conquistadors loved was the falchion. It had a slight curve which allowed for deeper cuts. It was light and also cheap to produce. Crossbows were rarely used by the Spaniards, as these weapons were meant to turn European armor into pincushions, but were very slow to load. Slow loading proved crippling, since most engagements between the conquistadors and indigenous warriors quickly turned into fierce melees. Conquistadors did use the arquebus, a very early form of firearm similar to a musket, but requiring a lit match and a stand to prop the weapon up on top of as it fired. The conquistadors would often use the arquebus as a shock weapon because the native warriors had never experienced firearms. Conquistador infantry typically wore steel helmets with padding and protected their chest with a cuirass or a padded mail shirt. Cavalry wore a bit more armor. This included a cuirass, upper leg guards, and gauntlets. As the conquest of the indigenous peoples continued, the Spanish started adopting local armor because it was better suited to the climate and didn't involve some of the weaponry that could slow a Spanish soldier down. One weapon that might surprise you would be war dogs. Irish wolfhounds, mastiffs, and deerhounds were often used by the conquistadors to hunt down game and to hunt down enemy warriors. These massive dogs hunting in packs were a horrifying sight for the indigenous peoples to behold, for they had only seen much smaller dog breeds, like Chihuahuas. When it comes to war, numbers don't necessarily win. Superior technology often plays an even larger role. Want more Texas history? Look us up, the Texas Center at Schreiner University.